third
Here we
place.
go. Oh, here
It's
we
going to be
go.
your Isaac Nelson design Deegan Danger Zone.
Whoa.
Really?
Whoa.
Really? Okay. All right. I like
Hey.
it. I like it.
The man
Who's the man? Deegan.
is not the man.
Hasn't been the man at all. Not at any
There's
point.
nothing about this that I've seen that's made me like, yep, that's the guy right there.
You're panicking.
He's just one of the fucking guys right now.
Yeah, I
kinda
mean, yeah, and he hasn't really been able to carve his way through the pack at all so
No.
far. And he's had quite a few chances now.
Last night was very underwhelming of watching him come
He
through
stalled
here.
out. Dude, he got into third, and he stalled
out.
And,
He did.
and I don't want to hear any of this shit that he had, I only had 2 minutes in a lap. Bro, he had 8, 9 minutes plus the lap?
And he started well last year, and his starts are not fucking good this year either.
No.
There's a lot of negatives to this right here that it's like, I thought the way he came in, the way he was talking, the way he rode last year, okay, cool. Last year he came in with off that wrist injury, so whatever. This year, yep, this is going to be a problem for everybody. He's not a problem. Juju's handling him.
I think he came in with such a big ego, that this was going to be easy. The level went up.
I think it's time.
He looks defeated, bro. We talked about this on our group chat. This is the first time
did
I've
look
ever
good
seen
last
from him
night.
that
Yeah.
he looked defeated because he didn't look like he really wanted to do the interview.
No.
He really didn't have much. And we can talk
It
about
almost
last.
it looked kind of crybaby-ish, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can talk about last
I
week
don't
where
want
he
to say
got fifth.
crybaby. I'm with you.
Don't say that. It'll get us canceled.
No, dude, say it.
I
Say
don't want
it.
to say crybaby. He looks defeated.
Because last week he got fifth, and he just he can chalk it up to something kind of with
Yeah,
Jet, the motivation.
yeah,
thing.
the going down.
Oh yeah, it went down. But this week,
This
bro,
week,
you were fifth after what, lap 3,
Yeah,
4?
and you just got
in a pretty good one in the whoops.
Dude, he got lucky.
Now-
When that bike started skipping across and he dropped the front end, I'm like, bro,
Well,
that was
yeah.
that was the one moment where I would say it's good that Hayden is strong as he is, because honestly, in my opinion, when they went back and replayed it, looking how sketch he got,
Yeah.
and then when the front end dipped and he clipped the top and that rear end unloaded more, if that had been anybody else,
They would have let that bike go.
They'd
They
have
would have
been-
hit them in the other
yeah,
lane.
he'd have got smoked. So good for Hayden being as strong as he is, because in my opinion, anybody else.
Anybody else's butthole pucker when that happened though? Because I was like, oh my god.
I thought he was gonna hit Davies.
Poor Moseman again.
I thought he was about to smoke Davies and Mosman.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you just took out both your teammates.
All 3 star
Well,
guys just in
before
one.
that though, and I was literally getting ready to click send on it. I was like, man, the Craig Whoop program looks pretty good, because he is visibly better those first
Yeah.
couple
He is.
laps through there. And then he exploded.
So I guess if you want to if you're Deegan and you want to try to take a positive out of last night, he did have the fastest lap in the main.
The problem is that I like Cole just said, and I think everybody else is saying it, the pace is upped. Where last year, even when he wasn't winning, but we saw it
Yeah.
at the Indy Triple Crown when he upped his pace, he was just visibly faster than everybody. Saw it through outdoors, saw it through SMX.
Yeah,
And
he's not top qualifier easily by any means.
And I mean Juju's Juju's right there.
You
And
got
I-
arm pumps, so did you miss the bike setup? Or
and
why'd
I'm,
you get arm pump?
and I'm
going to
say something, and I know that this is where all the bed bugs
here
are
we
going to come
go.
out.
Here we go.
But we're gonna let's rewind a little bit to outdoors, right? And I'm not the first person to make a comment. Somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody made a comment about this. So obviously Deegan, very impressive outdoors. 1 mile lot, won it at Buds, wrapped it up early, ran the number 1 plate. Obviously had some really big wins. But let's rewind a little bit to how that outdoor season, because we all get kind of in the moment and we forget how things actually go.
Yeah.
He got 1 overall after the Southwick win.
Mm-hmm.
And how many moto wins did he actually get after the
I
Southwick
don't know.
win?
Couldn't even tell you.
So,
I don't
okay.
even know.
What do you think? His body's getting a little cooked?
No, that's not where I'm going with this, because we're talking
Okay.
about the defeated thing. I'm talking about upstairs.
Like,
Do you think now, since he's actually going through some adversity and the guys have upped the level and he's not just doing just enough, and because everybody else through, and I know it's only 2 rounds, but through the 2 rounds, everybody else is not we didn't go from Juju getting second last week to he got 10th this weekend. And we'll talk about Joe, the unfortunate thing, but Smitty got 3rd last weekend. We didn't go from Smitty getting 3rd to Smitty getting 12th. Just bumped the spots up 1 more.
Mm-hmm.
You can really look at the outdoor season and go, man, Hayden Deegan was better than everybody else, but he also kind of won because he was just more consistent than everybody else.
yeah, 100%.
Well, now he's facing a situation where, once again, people are like, oh, it's only 2 rounds. You're right. But through the first 2 rounds, he hasn't had, everybody implode. Because if he would have went and won, and then Juju gets, 10th, hey, man, we're kind of like with Jet. We're in this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're onto something with the upstairs thing, but where I'm at with it is this is the first year where he's supposed to be the guy. First year, we're building. Yeah, we're building.
We're rookies. We're building. We weren't supposed to be here.
Second year.
Sorry, Brian.
We ain't supposed to be here. Came in with an injury. We still did some winning.
Sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Jesus.
Is that Brian or Hayden?
Brian's funny, by the way. It sounds like I'm really shitting
we love
on him
we
right
love
now.
Brian.
I like Brian.
We love Brian.
But, this is the first time he's like, yeah, you need to win the championship this year, and everybody's saying it. He looks at the comments on there, supposedly gets fueled by the comments or whatever, and he's seeing all these people like, fucking, he's going to win this year. He's going to kill everybody. He's not.
Especially when your top dog goes out, isn't even there.
He's got to do something.
He's got to win, right?
Week, right?
He's got to win A2, right? I was just going to ask that. He's got to win, right?
Look, at the bare minimum, he's got to top qualify, and
Got to beat Juju.
he's got to beat Juju.
Because
If that means Juju's running first and you got to beat him, you got to beat him. Because otherwise, if
Are you talking about taking him a little wide in the berm?
Also whatever you got to do, man. But otherwise, like if Juju wins again and you get second next week, dude, like now all of a sudden it's looking like you're starting to choke this fucking championship away here.
Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine? Now look, we're also not saying that. Like we got a lot of time left. Talk about with Jet. We're just saying that it's a little bit more.
Hey,
but like you got a lot.
we're not saying that, but
we're saying that.
And there's next week is round
but you're saying
3
it.
for these guys.
And then they go to Glendale for a Triple Crown next week.
They've only
When's
got
the East West
9.
shootout?
They've only got 9
Indy,
rounds.
the first round.
They've only got 9 rounds. That means you're third of the way through your season, and if you haven't pulled off a win in the first, I mean, because basically you got probably like 3-3-3 essentially. I would assume. I don't know. I guess I don't know how the West schedule works, but you can break it down to 3-3-3. If you don't win in that first 3, and your biggest competition at this point wins 2, goes 2-1-1. That's a fucking problem.
If he doesn't win by the break, do you think he says fuck it, scraps it, and just starts like getting ready for outdoors? I'm saying if he doesn't have a win by the time we go to Tampa, do you think that they're kind of like, well, man, you're not going to win the title?
Does it count as a fail if he goes to the 450s without winning a 250 Supercross title?
For him, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's a huge failure, right?
They need to win that.
I think if it was anybody else, I think you would say no because you're coming off an outdoor title. He was definitely going to be the favorite this year going in outdoors again.
Yeah.
2 SMX titles, who knows, whatever. I think so.
How many successful guys in the 450 class have never won a 250 Supercross title?
I don't know. I have to look that up. I don't have any idea.
Are you talking about just guys that like the top guys, or just guys that are like factory guys in general?
Guys that have won races and been successful.
Just Supercross?
450 races I'm talking in general. Who's not won a 250 title, moved up and been successful? You got to have that.
Did Kenny
on your
win a
resume.
250 Supercross title?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Never mind.
He won one. He won one 250 title.
So won one. Tomac won one.
I don't know.
Cooper won them.
Yep. Jet obviously won them. Ando won one.
And yeah.
Joey never won one.
Yeah, but I don't see
Shea
him.
never won one.
But those
Wouldn't
guys
consider
aren't,
them
those,
successful.
They aren't guys.
Okay,
They aren't in Deegan's caliper moving up, essentially. A little bench racing here, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think it's just wild because we kind of had this conversation back in 2023. How crazy it is that if like everybody expected Hayden to be this ultra successful Supercross guy, and he just honestly ends up only really winning titles ever on outdoors.
It's weird. I'm not sending the panic button.
I'm not doing the panic button, but we're close.
Let's watch.
Look, the panic button was a little overactive, but
Listen, let's
it's
watch.
Deegan.
Let's watch and see.
But he's got to win. I think he's got to win
I
in
think he
A2.
needs to win too. I think we're basically getting into must win here.
And I think honestly, if you want to go one step further, I think he needs to win, and I think he needs to do it in dominant fashion. I think he honestly needs to go.
Yeah.
He needs to rip a start, and he needs to like gap.
If he doesn't win before we go east, it's a bad look.
Well-
Do you feel there was any settling last night?
No,
No.
I don't know. Probably
No, I don't think so.
Not with him.
Not any
That
like
kid don't settle.
Not
That kid,
even
no.
any long term stuff because he after the first round was like, yeah, I want to be consistent because sometimes
No.
in a short series like this,
Dude, even at Budds Creek, when he had the title wrapped up, he still was not settling in that moto. He was still pushing. I don't think that kid knows settle. I think, and that's one of the parts where the part of Hayden Deegan that I actually like.
he can learn to settle and be good.
He could, yeah. That's the one part of Hayden Deegan that I actually like is that he's a bulldog. It's a little
Yeah.
bit of a throwback to like the
Whoa,
old days.
complimented him.
Yeah, dude, I've said this before. He's a pit bull, but he does.
We
need
are
to-
just realistic about him on this show. Now they don't take it that way, but that's what we are. I bet
I'm not concerned yet.
I'm not concerned yet, but I will be concerned if he doesn't win this
concern
week.
is rising.
Yeah, it's like it's tiptoeing.
It's not really. I don't know if it's concern or if it's just like what the fuck.
Yeah, like what's happening.
What'll be even worse for his confidence is that if he actually starts in front of Juju and Juju hounds him and then Juju passes him.
Yes, that would be incredible.
I think that would actually right now.
That right there is what would be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think not winning that'd be a big shot. But if he actually gets caught and passed, I think it's over with. I think he's done.
Again, he's a guy that we haven't seen get caught and pass for a win yet.
You want to know?
Outdoors or indoors, like nobody's ever caught passed.
No, I mean he's definitely started with guys and not been able to get around him, but nobody's ever actually really caught and passed him.
I don't know,
so
but
right.
you guys want to know what would be a real big kick in the nuts? If Cole Davies beats him. Just want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this kind of content and you want to see the full show, it's linked right here. If you guys want to make sure that you never miss an update, you never miss a show, a live stream, a bike build, or anything that we're doing, make sure to hit that subscribe button there and make sure to turn on notifications with the bell. If you want to join our members area to help support the show, that's greatly appreciated too. And you can check us recording things live that other people in the general public don't get to see. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all on the next one.